You're listening to the Everyone But Us podcast, straight from the heart of London.
Yo, what's up, everybody? I need you to move forward. I need to see your energy. I need to see some movement in the room, motherfucker. Check, motherfucker. What's up, everyone, and welcome to the Everyone But Us podcast, episode 2. Make some noise! Motherfucker, that's the most used word on a hardcore stage, isn't it? Why do people love motherfucker? Everything, motherfucker.
I think there's a lot of incest in hardcore.
Why not?
Might be that.
Move up, you cunts, or what other swear words could you say on stage that would sound cool? I don't know.
Slags. Move it, you slags.
Anyway, welcome to the Everyone But Us podcast. My name's Waymer, aka Hightower, aka Mr. Loverman.
Shabba.
To my right, I've got Steve, aka Ivory Power.
Whatever that means.
How you doing, Steve?
I'm good, yeah. I like my new description. I'm going to use it.
I think
It's going to be
good,
my
man.
new Facebook name.
What do you prefer, Suge White or Ivory White? Every show I'm going to think of something with white in it for you.
Suge White is
I still like
bad
Suge
man
White
name, you know.
because it means I get to smoke cigars.
Yes, go on.
And I like a cigar.
Sweet. Right, ahead of me we have Lewis, aka Candyman.
Yeah.
aka Black Panther.
Ooh.
How you doing, Lewis?
I'm very well, thank you. Very, very well. Doing good.
He's getting ready to move out of mansions.
Yeah, I know. It's a sad time. I'm leaving the second nest, which I've been at for 5 years, and I'm going home, going back to Beckton. So yeah, new beginnings and all that. But
He looks sad. He's smiling so much. Like, I can't see it.
No, I am fucking. No, I am smiling, but no, I'm genuinely am sad that I'm leaving. I'm leaving my people I've been with for a long time and that. So
Apparently they're quite happy you're leaving. I didn't want to. As soon as you leave at the door, they have a party like, yeah. Poppers going off, the bears coming out.
depends what fucking poppers they are as well, innit?
Oh, there you go. The lube. Yo, and you know what? Our next host, I've got to apologise to him because the first podcast we done, we forgot to mention him.
That's fucking peak.
That's fucking peak.
It's peak.
Welcome, Dave McBoo, aka the Irish Hammer. Do you know why I'm calling you that?
Because with a hammer like mine, everything looks like a nail.
Hey! And that's why
Look at
he's
this.
the host.
Look at him like with the fucking words, and they think he's a poet laureate and all that.
No, go on, why?
Well, what happened at the what's the bar on Holloway Road? Red.
Oh,
Big Red.
Big Red, yeah.
What happened at Big Red with yourself? Come on, tell the podcast what happened, man.
They wouldn't let me in there for 6 months.
No, yeah, go on.
Nah, what was it? It was someone's birthday, and we got black up.
Drunk, that is, for the people that don't know what black up means.
And now you know.
And yeah, George beat me at fucking pool, so.
George, we got to put in context. Who's George?
George spun them out.
Well, he used to be. X spun them out.
Yeah, George life betrays us.
Life betrays
George
us.
X everything.
Yeah, he quit Ironed Out as well. Thank you, George.
But yeah,
know.
he woke me up pool, and I just couldn't have that, so I moonied him, and then I got into a row with a bouncer, and then fucking they wouldn't let me back.
Rewind.
Oh, fucking hell.
I heard.
No. Yeah, it's before that.
You're jumping a bit here. Come on.
Oh, what was it? I was fucking.
You got your dingling out. That's what it was.
I got my dick out and slapped it on the pool table. But the bouncer didn't see that. I got thrown out for fucking mooning him.
Yeah.
And then fuck it. Oh mate, it was some fuckeries. He apologised. I made the bouncer apologise to me because he didn't want to fight fucking everyone. We was there fucking about 30 man deep. I said, I'm not going until you fucking ask me to leave. And I woke up the next day just thinking, you dickhead.
So for everyone, what's it called? The Red
Big
Bar?
Red.
Big Red. It's like an old school rock bar. If you can imagine, they play like a lot of the
It's
old...
a grunge club.
Yeah.
No, it's not grunge. It's like old school rock.
It's a
from
bit
that-
sort of like hair metal and stuff like that as well.
it's
Like,
hair
yeah, it's a
metal.
metal bar, old school metal.
So in
That's where
rolls
you'll find me.
this young guy.
Yeah.
I'm going to introduce these guys. So in walks this guy. Everyone's listening to the hair metal and having a drink.
In a tracksuit as well.
He walks in with his tracksuit, bowls in, and slaps his dick on the fucking pool table. And then he wonders why he gets chucked out. And the funny thing is, we went back there about 3 weeks later because we thought they would have forgot about Dickgate.
No.
But they never did, they?
They didn't forget about
They
me.
didn't let you in?
Seriously, we went there about a year later and we walked in, we got to the bar and the bouncers looked up to us and it was just like, yeah, we remember you.
And
You went with your mates tonight.
Yeah, you've been mates tonight. And we had a second episode.
I never forget a dick.
You're the one for the waltz. And yeah, and then, so as well with Dave, you started a new job and he had to do a health and safety induction.
Oh, fuck yeah.
What happened on your first day at work, Dave?
No, that was literally like, it wasn't even the first day, that was the first fucking hour. I got this fucking... anyone who works on a building site will know about fucking site inductions. Sometimes they can last all day and they are a pain in the arse. And the site manager's telling us over and all these things I've heard a million times on site. Yes, boss, yes, boss, yes. I'm not going to do that. I've been in this game fucking too long, mate. Within 5 minutes, I put my foot through a fucking ceiling and fell through the floor. The bro I was working with, this guy, Reese, he heard me go, oh, fuck! And he looked round and he was like, where are you?
I'm on the fucking floor.
All he could see was my fucking head and shoulders.
How the fuck did you go and explain that to your boss, man?
Mate.
That must have been embarrassing.
I just said to him, look, I fucked up, mate. I fucked your roof up. And he just come through and to be fair, he was... to be fair, he was more concerned I was alright and not going to sue him.
Are you alright?
It's just
I'm okay. You're fired.
It's some only fools and horses shit, though, isn't it? It's literally like a fucking.
Yeah. 100%.
So anyway, these voices you're hearing in the background, we are happy to say that we have the Ready Eye collection. I tell you what. Let's introduce our guests. So we've got Rich. Introduce yourself, Rich.
Rich. Bands, I suppose I should say I'm in.
What's that?
Bands, I suppose I should say I'm in.
Yeah, what bands?
Proven, Tantrum, Pints. Half in ironed out.
We're trying to convince him, but he's not having it. He doesn't want it.
I can't play any more drums. I fucking kill myself.
Go ahead, sir.
John, playing vocals in Proven and part of Ready Eye Collective.
Sweet.
I'm Ferg. I've just started a new band and I'm doing the Ready Eye Collective with the boys.
What's the name of the band? You got to shout the band out.
Oh, we're not even at that stage yet. In the last 5 years, I've been in about 5 new bands, and none of them have made it out of the practice room.
It's hard. It's hard.
this is the new one, but we haven't got to a name yet. So watch this space.
That's a long name for a band.
I was in a band called Fort Valence. We must have split up about 6 or 7 years ago now. Yeah. So there you go. But watch this space.
Exciting life there. So we've got the Ready Eye Collective in the house.
That's the one.
Basically talking about these guys. Basically organise hardcore shows in London. They've been going for how long? I should say that Lewis, our other host, is actually a part of the Ready Eye Collective.
Yeah.
I was gonna say collection again. I don't know. I've got it in the brain. So. If you can briefly
He reckons
explain,
he's got a brain.
if you can briefly explain.
I'll explain a little bit, but I'll let Rich explain more because he's like the sort of mastermind brainchild behind it, so like the one who started it all. But yeah, we just wanted to start putting on shows again in London to make sure that we're doing it and other people from other parts of the country, whatever, are not fucking doing it in our city because we can do it in our own city. You know what I'm saying? We just had to make sure that we came together and obviously, got the sort of right bands, the right ideas about doing things and making sure that everyone can benefit from it, not just the bands but people who go to shows as well, like, because we want to make it as affordable as possible so people can actually see decent bands and feel they're part of it. But let me pass it to Rich so we can explain obviously a little bit more about it.
Well, I wanted to ask, how long ago? Because Rich, you're the one that decided you wanted to start doing this.
It
right?
wasn't me. It was John.
Oh
it was
shit!
John.
Sorry, John. My bad.
Yeah, I'll let John take it to.
So, John, Mike, you're sitting in your bedroom, right? You're playing with your because you like. You're playing with your fucking Street Fighter, fucking.
Yeah.
John loves,
Is that what you call it?
John loves Street Fighter.
Hang on. I've heard a lot of names, but I've never heard it called a street fight.
Ah, you can. So you're playing with your action figure.
Yeah.
And then when did this idea spring into your head, like that you wanted to
Oh, fuck knows. Maybe about. I mean, we started a year ago, so maybe a few months before that. It was just a case of.
I think it was when we were on tour. When we were on tour in Europe. We're not on tour. We're on a weekender. Remember you speaking to me about wanting to do an all-dayer?
Yeah.
okay, so it's,
So
Go on.
we were talking about doing an all-dayer.
Okay.
And then it was just kind of because you were going to do the Cold Hard Truth 10th anniversary, or that was something that was
which
kicking
a
around at the
fucking
time.
banger, so, yeah.
So we were talking about doing that, and then there was kind of like, I don't know whether it was just like the Ruction shows weren't happening as often at the time because they'd gone to 2 a month and things, 1 every 2 months.
Was that after the Unicorn shutdown?
It was after the second 12 bar shutdown.
12 bar, yeah.
Unicorn was where
Rest in
they'd
peace,
started doing things. And it was like, for me, there just wasn't enough happening in London. We were seeing people, as Louis said, coming from out of town, putting on shows in London. We were just kind of like, why aren't Londoners putting on London shows? So I'd been speaking to Rich, and I started talking to Louis about it as well. And then Ferg, because I looked at the people that I was talking to, I was like, everyone here is into different types of hardcore, and everyone has contacts with different bands that I wouldn't necessarily know.
Yeah.
So I contacted these 3 all individually. I said, look, this is the idea. What do you think about it? They all agreed. And so we put on the Radio Eye Collective, and the first show we put on was in March last year, which was headlined by McBoo's 50 Caliber.
Oh wow! But, that's fucking okay. So before we jump too far forward, what made you decide to get Lewis involved, Rich and Ferg?
Well, Rich...
Why didn't you ask me? That's what I want to know. Basically. Am I too black for you? What? Come on.
Yeah, well, I only had one black guy on the list.
They did ask you, you just fucking never made it on time. They'd have gone before you fucking turned up.
We should know that his nickname is John KKK Carter.
Yeah.
For a reason.
Let's not go there, yeah.
Probably put it out there.
Everyone's going to be calling you that now.
No one's going
McBoo was here when that started, so...
When was that?
In this house.
That's another story for another time. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's because he's got a stutter, and let's just leave it at that.
That's to say, yeah. Why did you decide?
So yeah, I
why
mean,
these
the
four?
conversation was already happening with Rich because I knew Rich was talking to Cold Hard Truth about putting on a 10th anniversary, and I was thinking about trying to get an all-dayer together anyway. And me and Louis had been separately talking about doing stuff anyway, so it just made sense to combine them two. And then I spoke to Ferg because I knew he had contact with different bands and stuff that people I just didn't know. I liked some of the bands like Iceberg and that, but I had no fucking clue how to get in touch with them or who they were or anything like that because I don't really talk to people at shows, to be fair. I'm quite sort of standoffish with a lot of the time. So I chatted to Ferg and he was like, yeah, I'm on board as well. So it was quite simple to do it that way.
Okay, that's dope, man. So Ferg, what do you bring to the table?
Hello.
Yeah. When you was approached by John to play with his action figures, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
With his Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Yeah, was you up for it straight away?
I'm lost now. Are we talking about playing with the Street Fighters? Or?
Where do you want to talk about?
Yeah. No, I was very enthusiastic to get involved and help put on shows and support the scene that I've always been part of. And yeah, and when I got into hardcore, I wasn't living in London.
Yeah.
But where I lived, there were no shows.
Yeah.
So I spent my life trying to get to London as often as I could.
Yeah.
So now to be living here, you know, not doing a band, even though I want to, it's nice to get more involved than just going to shows.
Yeah, no, that's dope.
Yeah, I was very pleased to.
Let's be real about it, right? Let's talk honest here. Would you say that certain promoters, and I've got mad respect for promoters because I've never put on a show in my life. It's a fucking something I don't think I'd ever really want to do. But do you think certain promoters pick certain bands and other bands get missed out on? And is that part of the reason why you started it? Is it because you wanted to support the bands that
definitely there was that to it, and there was also the fact that I was looking at a thing where it seemed like there was two or three different scenes in London that were split apart.
So let's dissect it. What are these 3 scenes? We ain't got to call out no names, but
there was 2 definite scenes. There was kind of a lot of straight edge kids that would go to certain set of shows, and there were certain people like our lot, like us lot here, that were going to sort of the Ruction shows and things like that weren't all straight edge kids, but they would never mix. You weren't seeing bands on the 2 sets of shows that would cross over, kind of thing. Even though musically, kids that like Split Knuckle like Bund 'Em Out. But the straight edge kids would necessarily put on like say Split Knuckle, but wouldn't bring Bund 'Em Out over and things like that.
Split Knuckle straight edge?
No, they're not.
No
but
way.
Last time I saw the guitarist, he looked like his eyes were in the back of his head.
A lot of the young
well.
Yeah, I won't say anything about them like personally,
No,
but
we
no,
don't.
they are not straight edge.
But a lot of the young kids that were into them are sort of thing. They wouldn't, they wouldn't necessarily come to like a Ruction show necessarily. Sometimes
Why do you think that is?
it's difficult to say. You'd have to ask them that, but you weren't seeing them faces.
Do you have an opinion on it? And this ain't to call no one out. It's just an honest conversation. That's all it is. Honest conversation.
In my opinion, the thing was, like you said, really, in all reality, certain shows had certain bands and other shows had other types of bands. So you get like all the tough guy bands and the beatdown bands.
But Split
and all
Knuckle
those
are quite.
on one
I would say
see,
quite a tough guy band. And
No, I would agree personally. I was thinking more like a straight edge youth group band, you know, or you know, something more like that. You'd get. Yeah, there would just be a lot more of a divide, and you wouldn't have the mix. And to me, I don't know about you guys, but I remember that's what I loved about hardcore is you could go and see a straight edge youth group band.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
then the next band was, you know, 50 Caliber or whatever.
Yeah, when I started going to gigs myself, like when I was about 16, 17, I didn't go to many, but you'd go to all days and there would be
Everything.
like the fucking like death metal kind of. Do you know what I mean? Like the Withdrawn, and then they'd be next to like.
So I'm trying
Do
to
you know what I
imitate.
Well, I was just going to say, and that
You
that was
get
it,
all
and
different
they were in
bands
the
all
room.
together.
and with me, that was it. Is I loved it all.
Yeah.
So that's why.
Did you
I knew,
really?
I knew everybody. I knew all these guys from the Ruction side of it, but I was also going to those other shows that
for real.
weren't mixing up enough.
Yeah.
So hence why John got in touch with me, because I knew people from that side of it as well. And that's what we want to do. We just want to mix it up and bring it back to hardcore, scene unity. You know, it's everyone in together. It doesn't matter if you're straight edge or you're punk or you're whatever.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
get it all on the same thing.
Definitely.
Same shows.
A lot of the gigs that I went to back in the day, I don't know about you, Mama, but there was a lot of punks there as well.
Yeah.
It weren't just
I was
hardcore.
about
There
to
was
say
a lot of punks there as well.
I mean,
I miss that.
Our first show,
Krusty's
the first one we did at T Chances.
T Chances.
T Chances is in Tottenham.
Funny story about T Chances. We played. I thought we was banned there because we put. What was the story about? We put some merch was stuck onto the.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna look right.
We're not allowed.
Lewis, tell the story just quickly.
in a big room anymore.
Oh, Pops, you want to tell the... So we got Poppy Ruction
It was me and
standing in the kitchen. So, someone explain what happened. Come on, Lewis. They're sitting there all quiet. Get on the mic, bro.
I don't think coy is the word.
Not really much
I think
to say, like,
it's
it
the
was
Red
just-
Eye
there was-
Collective
should've-
right now.
Some,
Basically, the wall...
there was a wall, like, and some merch went up, and
No, but was we told beforehand, do not put merch on?
no, I don't think there was.
So
there wasn't
basically,
top
the
of it. I
venue
don't
never
remember.
said, don't put
I don't
T-shirts
remember.
up on the wall.
I wasn't there. That's the thing. Like, I'm getting asked to answer a question that I wasn't there for. Like,
Okay.
I was just told stuff afterwards.
You have to get on the mic. You have to get on the mic, bro.
Other bands were told, but Poppy wasn't told.
So this...
I wasn't told,
I think...
and we were setting up
One sec.
Ruction.
Sorry, one sec. So basically, let me just explain. In the venue, the bands were told not to put T-shirts on the wall because the wall had just been painted, I believe.
Nah,
right?
don't. Yeah, just re-wallpaper. Don't
Re-wallpaper.
stick them on the wall.
So Poppy come along with his T-shirts and said, "Fuck you."
Yeah.
No, he never.
I do what I want.
He's looking at me mad. Poppy. So okay.
I'm French. I do whatever I fucking want.
Can I?
No, he didn't know. He didn't know.
Okay, he's angry with me. Let me rewind again. He never knew that he couldn't put T-shirts on the wall, and he did with gaffer tape. And is it when you took the? Is it at what point did they have a go at you for putting these T-shirts on the wall?
They had a go when they were on the wall.
Oh,
And so they asked us to take him down, and then whilst me and him are standing on chairs, carefully peeling it
you
off,
pulled the whole fucking
they
wallpaper
then-
off.
No, they started having a go at us again for taking the tape off.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Oh, you just can't win then, innit?
So
They talked to Martine and not us.
All right.
If anyone's actually seen the state of T Chances, I don't know why you'd really worry about it.
Before Wemmer interrupted, you was going to say something. What was you going to say, like?
Yeah. The thing that Steve said about, no, was it you that said about punks and we all said it, punks and hardcore kids and even metal. I remember when I started going to shows, it was all different people there.
Yeah, for real.
All different people.
But do
there.
you think that's because there weren't much of a scene then, and we had to band together? Because
I just think everyone went to everything.
Yeah,
like everyone just loved going.
I think
to
it was like people felt more welcome to go to these things.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
people would just show up. It is essentially all the same, just slightly different styles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But wouldn't you guys say that back then the music and punk and hardcore have grown further and further and further apart? Hardcore is blatantly
definitely so,
metal. Is more or less metal now.
A big part
of it is more or less metal, and punk's kind of remain the same. So I noticed when you guys are putting on shows, that's what I like about you guys. You're trying to mix up the bills again.
Really trying to vary it. Like that's what it was before, and it worked before. It can work again, and it is working for us. So
you've been pretty successful, I would say. Like all the radio shows I've been have been well attended.
Pretty much every show. Yeah, every show's been pretty packed. Yeah.
And from the point of view of a musician, I think if you're a kid that's going to mix bills and you're seeing different styles and getting into different styles because you're exposed to them, when you make a band, it's going to be better because you're not just going, I want to do a band that sounds exactly like Hatebreed.
Oh, there's enough of them.
It's been said a million times, but like, does anyone really want to go to a show with 6 beatdown bands or 6 youth group bands, one after the other?
I've been to both
Everyone
of those
likes
shows.
Everyone
and
likes
died.
both those styles, but you don't want to see it one after the other. It's pointless.
But I wonder why that happens though, because
kids think they have to be into one thing or the other.
That's what I think. Like, kids, you can't.
Promoters also book the bands they want, which is fair enough.
Yeah, you can't.
But
They book the bands they like, and
But yeah,
if they're willing to beat
if they're
down at that
beatdown
point.
kids, that's what they want.
Yeah.
But
So since you guys gone, say John, you was going
Well,
to
like me and McBoo went to one up north a while back, and it was literally
gonna
about
say-
12 bands
go on.
of beatdown. And even though we're both fans of beatdown, we were getting to a point where we're like, "Fuck me, what is going?" That was up your way. I don't want to call out promoters, obviously, but it was up your it was up in your town.
Milton Keynes, that would be.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
No, but how you found how have you found it? Have you found it easy when you're mixing up these bills? Are you finding that you're getting a different mixture of people? And go on, go ahead, go on, Lewis.
I think we're finding that there's a lot of like younger kids are coming to our shows and they're seeing that they're obviously going to have a different variety of bands on our bills as well. Like, that's not to say that there's other shows happening in London or in the UK that are just doing one sort of type of show. Like, but down here in London especially, we've definitely sort of mixed up to make sure that we've got different bands in it so that we can bring the younger kids. And I'm seeing loads of faces I've never seen before, like younger kids.
Yeah,
like,
that's good.
I've never seen these kids in my life. I'm like thinking, who's this kid? And there was a post put up that we put up. Someone brought their younger kid along to our last show, the Judiciary. Yeah, younger brother. How old was he?
He looked about 14.
Yeah.
Is that legal?
Well,
Fucking hell,
it's
mate.
2 charges.
Hang on, what kind of question's that?
Again,
I'm gonna have to edit that out.
Again, if you've been to T Chances, they don't give a shit.
It meant is he?
As long as that damage the
I mean, he was there with his older brother, so I mean, obviously he's accompanied by an adult, like so. But yeah, but that's fucking pretty cool. I mean, I wish I was going to fucking hardcore shows at 14 years old, but I mean, I wasn't. I was fucking playing football like in Beckton, doing the fucking real thing. But,
Yeah, for real.
man. Fuck it.
So what has been?
I bet you wish you stopped with football now, innit, bro?
Everyone but us. Straight from the heart of London.
Yo, what's been? I don't know if it's a fair question to say. What's been your worst show since you got together, and what's been the best one? And if you don't want to mention the worst,
There's literally actually not been a bad one because every one of the shows broken even. Yeah, we haven't we? Yeah, we have. Yeah.
Rich, I got to say, you go hard online, man. Which is good. Like you really push it hard,
It
man.
works. It seems to work. The thing is, there's some people that literally every day on every group in the world
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
pointless. Like that annoys people.
Oh,
Yeah, you just unfollow them.
We just think we sort of talk about it together. It's sort of like a collective thing to just do at least a big post out everywhere from all of us at least once a week. And I mean like on all the groups and forums and everything, and all personally on all platforms, and then people get a big hit of it and they're like, oh shit, that's happening in like 2 weeks. And it works. It keeps working. We haven't.
If you overexpose people, they're just gonna.
You like to expose yourself, didn't you, son?
I think that's Dave's territory.
Social media and hardcore is just a totally another fucking subject, like the biggest subject.
Well, I was gonna say the thing with Facebook is it's good. It's a gift and a curse because there's so much content being thrown at people all the time.
Yeah, of course.
And it's hard to battle with everyone. Have you found that a problem? Like, do you feel sometimes when you're posting, am I posting too much? Am I posting too little?
Sometimes, but like one thing that I will say, and I see this, and I've said this to the other guys. I swear promoters take it as like a competition, whereas we're the only people that don't want to do that. Like, we don't want to do that as a competition. We're not trying
why do you say that?
We're not trying to outpost someone else. Because
what have you seen?
Like we've seen before, we'll post something about our next show, and then you'll get 4 promoters immediately post on like all the groups straight away. And it's like they think they have to do it because we've done it, and it's like you could just all like stagger your posts, and we'd all sort of
work together
healthy
as well. Yeah.
Because we lead and they follow, innit? No, I'm joking.
Do you know what? That leads me on to my next. That leads me.
He's not joking.
That leads me on to my next question, right? Since you've been doing this promoter game, what have you come to realise, being on the other side, that you hate? Is there a lot of competition?
Putting on shows.
I know, but is there a lot of
the sound man? No, I'm joking. I don't know, man. Like, putting on shows is fucking hard because like there's the good part of like wanting to help people and fucking put on the shows and everyone's coming together for a positive thing, but the thing that's like just that is getting the bands, trying to get a band to fucking agree to something, or you get the bands and fucking
Prowler.
And, yeah. Yeah. It's just difficult, sort of like sometimes getting bands, and then once you got the bands, making sure that they're actually going to stick and they're actually going to play the show and shit. Like, let me pass it.
Has there been like is there an undercover promoter bit like war going on?
No. I mean, we're in contact with a lot of the London promoters, and we keep in contact with them, so we know not to like. So we kind of like clash dates and things like that. I mean, it does happen from time to time. That's only really. But we do try to make sure that we're in contact with them. We're not clashing dates and things like that.
So, say there's a band coming into town, you want them, and the other promoter wants them, and then
you got to fight them.
Fucking kill them. Come on, I mean, make it tall.
I mean, like
what tall?
That's like, just a beef.
Like John said, I specifically keep
beat
in
people up.
With,
go on, bitch.
Mate, we. But say it was like between us and Martine, big up Martine, doing loads
What's
of
up, Martine? Female promoter.
Yeah, Moral Decay.
Yes, Maxine.
I would say about her show tomorrow, but this won't go out till after, so it's pointless.
No, it won't, yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, say if it's, I don't know, we got offered something and Martine got offered something, we'd know straight away because I talk to her pretty much every day about shows and other stuff, so...
How do you decide who's going to have what then?
I don't know, really, like...
Say you really want...
The thing is, an agent's obviously going to...
So you go, oh, I don't know.
An agent might try and play you off against each other.
That's what I'm saying.
Money, but we're not going to do that. I'm not going to do that.
So then basically
not with friends.
You put the white flag up. Come on, Rich, man. I thought you was a warrior.
Fucking hell, Wayman's getting into full journo mode. 2 episodes deep, and he's already fucking
Vlad VT TV over here.
The thing is, that's another subject, like the subject of agents and all this and contracts.
So what was you guys saying? What's the deal with agents? Agents. Let me talk. Devil's advocate. An agent's job is to do the best for his client. So, and to get money. But we can't really. Can we hate on them? That's their job. That's their job. So come on.
Well,
what do you hate about it?
He's got to hustle on behalf of the band, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The only way I'd really put it is like we do, and well, we have and do work with agents. We've done it on a couple of shows. Like, we do DIY shows. They're still DIY shows to us because we're not endorsed by anyone. We don't get outside money from anywhere.
Do they ask for a green room? I want grapes,
Nah,
3 oranges. I want Smarties, all one colour. Do you get like
I
mad
bet they'd be
so
black
much?
and all, wouldn't they? Wouldn't they?
And
No,
then
they'd
we
be
had
white,
to beat him
actually.
to death with his own shoes.
The thing is, the stuff with all that, like, obviously an agent's going to push for as much money as he can get. I don't know, the best sort of, like, some will ask for hotels, we just say no. But
To be
like,
fair,
stuff like Ryder, we do that. Like, if you got an American band that are out of
Yeah.
town, not even out of town, they're out of their own country, they're a long way from home,
Yeah.
and there's some promoters who are like, nah, fuck, I'm not going to fucking buy them any food. It's like, you only need to do like a £40-50 shop for 2 bands on tour, and you've sorted them, and you're going to make that money back if you've promoted your own show.
Yeah.
If you've done well enough.
You know how much you appreciate it.
Exactly.
Whatever's left, I'm gonna fucking eat it. So yeah, cool. So we're losing money anyway.
You know what?
so whatever.
Talking about food quickly. I'm gonna quickly do a segue. We got a group chat and we was basically having a conversation about this podcast and what we was gonna talk about. And Lewis texted back and said, "I can't talk at the moment. I'm cooking." So I just went to wonder, what the fuck was you cooking, man? Like, because when I'm cooking, I just throw shit in the oven. I put the time on.
I know what it was. He was reheating a Greggs.
AKA Jamie Oliver, AKA fucking Gordon Ramsay. I want to know what you was cooking that you could have
got Ainsley Harriott as well, mate.
There you go. Levi Roots.
Levi, spicy boy.
So Lewis, what was you cooking that you couldn't text?
I honestly can't remember, mate. I'm fucking at my nut. I can't remember, bro. I can't remember, mate.
See, it couldn't have been that great.
It was fucking amazing. I know it was nice because I ate it all. But,
Did it involve seasoning?
Yeah, obviously. Like, fucking, what, you think I'm just gonna throw it in the oven, just like plain, like?
No, when you
I'm not gonna name these people who do that sort of thing, like. But
Who?
I ain't naming no one, bro.
Let's get
You know
this
what?
straight.
Say
Let's
nothing.
get this
I
straight.
didn't say anything.
Can't name it because it's an entire.
Do you know what?
Yeah.
Fuck it. Let me ask you something. Lou, let me ask you something. Because you're leaving the house, so you got no ties now. Who's the worst cook in the house?
Oh,
And who-
I couldn't say there's no worse cook because they all can cook. Like
Really?
they're all really good. Yeah, mate, they're all really good cooks. I can't say none of them are bad cooks, not at all. Poppy's a really good cook.
Yeah.
Jake's a good cook. Vince, I know, can cook. Doesn't cook often, but I know he can cook. But none of them are bad cooks. Definitely not.
Nah, you know what? I was hoping.
Definitely
to get
not.
some
Nah, none of them are bad cooks. I'll be honest. None of them are bad cooks.
That pasta thing that you did on tour, man, that was fucking banging.
What's that?
That pasta thing of fucking bacon, chicken, and
Yeah, I know. I fucking
Yeah,
went to great.
basically,
I went.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we was going on tour with Ironed Out, and Lewis, like, it's kind of thing that my mum used to do. Like when you was going out for a school day trip, she'll make all your. He had this Tesco bag or a Sainsbury bag, and it had little containers in it, and he made some pasta, and he had all this. He had some cheese. And when we was in the van, he was like, "I got some food for you boys." I thought it was really sweet. No, I did.
And he did actually say it like that as
Hang on,
well.
where was this shit for proven when we were over in Europe? We didn't get any of this fucking shit.
I think you figured out who his favourite band is now.
Just to sort of put a line on the agents thing and that in hardcore,
Yeah,
it
go on.
just is a part of it now. That's it.
That you don't like.
The thing is, I don't think anyone can really expect like a, you know, you say like a top tier hardcore band, like I don't know,
Terror. Yeah.
band like Terror. Of course they've got an
Yeah, of course they are,
agent.
because
They're not going
that's
to be
the- that's the
booking their
living.
own stuff like 15
Yeah,
years
that's the
in and
living.
they're that big. It's just not going to happen.
Do you think you ever get to the point of putting on a band that big?
I guess so. I mean, we've grown and done better than we thought we would in a year, I suppose.
Yeah.
We never really knew what.
I mean, when we set this out, it was supposed to be 4 shows in a year, and in the year we've done 7 or 8.
I respect, man.
So, and we've now put on one US band the other week with Judiciary. We've got another one coming up with Jukai coming over.
Oh shit, yeah.
So, you know, we've done a lot better than we ever expected to in the first year. And, you know, from my perspective, we're only getting better as we go along. So, I don't see why not a couple of years down the line we couldn't be looking at some of them bigger bands.
Have you had a problem finding venues? Like, because what's the deal?
Yeah.
What's the deal with venues? Like, how? because you found that new venue in East London that you're starting to do
It's
shows.
not really the amount of venues. It's a lot of it's location and availability, but a lot of people don't want to go certain places in London. It's just the way it is.
It's strange. If you do a show in South London, I find people don't really like to go South London.
That's always been the way, though.
Why is that, though?
South London's more.
You're not going to get robbed by a black man. It's lies.
I remember fucking the Half Moon.
Huh?
The Half Moon in Putney by Herne Hill. Do you remember there used to be shows on there? Fucking.
That was the most random spot as well. It was kind of
was a fucking mission to get to. And I think people just think on a Friday, you know, especially, I mean, I don't know what days it was that long ago that they used to have shows on, but you just sit there and just think, do you know what? Can I be fucking arsed?
I know. I think that's what the 12 Bar was, the most unique venue that we ever had.
Easiest to get to.
Right in the middle.
Yeah.
It's
right in the middle.
Night buses go straight through.
South London, I think there's a lot more punk shows going on in South London, like New Cross Inn and there's a place in Brixton I can't remember the name of now.
Bird's Nest. And the DIY.
Yeah, and there's there's Windmill in Brixton. It's mainly punk shows going on there, like, and I don't know if it's me, but most of the hardcore kids in London seem to live in North and East.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
I know there are people in South, like all the idle hands. Like,
Sorry, Ferg. What was you saying, Ferg? You about the 12 bar? You were saying that it's central.
Oh yeah, I was the original 12 bar. Yeah, that was the best venue for location because it was so central. It was sort of the same distance for anybody in London. It didn't matter where you lived.
Yeah.
It was just slap bang in the middle. It was perfect.
Have you done any spots that don't work and you're like, we're not going back there because of venue shit, or because do you know what, I played a show, it was with Burn, and it was supposed to be at the Underworld.
Oh,
the Macbeth.
That was a weird venue. I mean, really nice staff, but do you think the Macbeth, like for instance, I don't think that could work for hardcore.
no, it's not made for it, man.
But if I could picture it,
indie bands and stuff like that.
if I could picture it, the stage is literally right next to the bar. So if you could imagine, if you had a really rowdy show in there, that bar is fucking. That's gonna be like.
The Verge was like that though, wasn't it?
No, but I don't think
last episode.
It was kind of right next to the bar.
I don't think the Verge was the bar was as close to the.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
No, it weren't.
Right.
Plus,
Because you had the stage in the corner.
Plus the Verge, I mean, I only went there a few times for any hardcore shows. It was sort of when I was getting into hardcore, and then it ended. Well, my first like punk band played there a few times, but like a place like the Verge, it's a lot more suited and where it is and everything.
Yeah,
Macbeth's
that was a great venue as well.
Macbeth's in Hoxton. It's
not the one.
Do you know what I mean? Like it's
I
not really.
asked someone where Hoxton was.
Yeah, so like, it's random. It's on the random backstep as well.
Where the fuck is that?
But yeah, I know what you mean. But like the bar will get smashed up if it kicked off at a place like that.
What's your favourite venue? If you could do a show at this venue all the time, where you know it's fucking ideal space, the fucking owners is, you know.
If money's not a factor.
If money is what was that?
Not a factor.
If money is
Well, for me,
no.
O2 Arena.
Let's keep it realistically. For me, my favourite venue is Underworld.
I was going to say, if money isn't a factor, the Underworld,
but
that's
realistically,
expensive.
With what you've worked with, what's been the best venue for you guys?
For me, the Boston Music Room, the Dome. That's been the best one for sounds.
That's an all-round thing.
Location, I think that's probably been the best one. Like and
the sound, the sound
Dome,
in there is
like.
incredible,
As a musician, it's fucking. It's one of the best in London.
It's so crisp in there.
Yeah.
Like, you can eat on stage and off stage. You can eat everything. It's like being at a much bigger venue in there.
Yeah.
They had
Big up to Slow Mo, by the way.
Yeah, Ian. Yeah.
Who's Slow Mo?
He
Ian.
runs Boston Music Room.
Oh, big up Slow Mo. Oh, sorry, I didn't hear. Is his brother Fast Mo? Boom. Fuck's sake, man. You guys are not on the pace today.
But years ago, people will probably remember the Boston Music Room was just called downstairs at the Dome and then upstairs at the Dome. With shitloads of hardcore shows there.
Did they stop doing shows there for a while at the Dome?
I'm not really sure what happened with hardcore there.
No, it had a load of it had a load of different owners. That's what it was.
So what happened?
They swapped.
The owners changed.
They swapped. I think it was something like 4 different owners.
Because some Irish,
In a couple of
an
years.
Irish lot. That when I put shows on there like 10 years ago, there was Irish people,
from
and
the
they
Boston,
didn't give a shit about fucking higher fees.
big up Mickey.
Old time Mickey Crippler.
But yeah, I think ownership changed, and then there weren't hardcore shows there for 4 or 5 years, I don't think, until the last like 2-3 years.
And now it started to pick up again.
Yeah,
which is
definitely,
great.
definitely. Well, like Steve said, Slow Mo's doing a really good job there. Like he's taken over. It's been refurbed, isn't it? I think like a couple.
Yeah. Everything's a lot nicer there now.
Yeah.
Oh, mate, it was so grimy there back in the day. I remember fucking them old days, like early 2000s, just watching like the OG lineup of TRC out of their box, lean up against the fucking wall, doing absolutely nothing, and then all of a sudden a bus would fucking stop at the lights, and then they just fucking turn into like Discovery Channel mode and sprint up and fucking tag this thing to absolute shit.
So that takes me on to my final question, man. Ready Eye Fest. Ready Eye Fest. This is going to be at the Dome, right?
Not the no Boston. The Dome's upstairs.
Oh, sorry.
And we're
Boston Music Room.
Boston Music Room's
I
downstairs.
never knew that.
I
Yeah,
thought-
Dome's
I just
upstairs.
thought it
Oh,
was
so
the
the
Dome.
two separate entities.
Years
now.
ago, it was just called upstairs and downstairs at the Dome.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, pretty sure it was.
It's
I
the same
think it is
owner.
still one venue,
Yeah, yeah.
but they've named it separately.
It's all under the same management.
What's
Yeah,
the
exactly. Yeah.
What's the capacity for downstairs?
6.
Sold out. That explains your sold out shows.
Already sold it out.
Yeah, we sold out.
Downstairs is. It depends. I think it's like. What downstairs?
It's got to be.
Can't even get that much upstairs, mate.
Got to be a couple.
No, it's
couple
two.
hundred
It's
each.
about 275. Upstairs is slow mo. Upstairs is about 700, I think. Maybe
really that
600.
many?
I'm not sure.
Do you,
Yeah,
do you
it's
think
big
you could?
upstairs, man.
Yeah, it is quite a bit, I suppose. Yeah.
So for your first fest, you're gonna do downstairs, right? Have you got any bands?
It's kind of not the first because last year we did the Cold Hard Truth 10-year thing, but that was just one
That was
day.
good, man.
But
Yeah, that was sick.
this Ready Eye Fest is like this is your big like I don't want to. I'm not trying to put pressure on you, but is this the one where you're trying to make that next step up to that next?
Yeah,
Are
definitely.
you, are you basically going outside of your comfort zone in terms of maybe?
I'd love to tell you how we are, but we can't really.
But yes,
Have you-
we are slightly going out of our comfort zone.
How many bands? Go on, Lou. You want to say?
We've
something?
managed to convince Shawaddy Waddy to fucking come out after
Shawaddy
retirement
Waddy.
to play for us. So they're definitely on the bill. So that's all we're saying at the moment.
How many bands you got confirmed?
Confirmed Shawaddy Waddy. You heard it here first.
That's it's kind of hard to say.
It's gonna go nuts.
We're going to get sued by Shawaddy Waddy.
Fuck it, let's beef them.
We've obviously got bands confirmed. We wanted to have a first announcement by now, but we're waiting on other bands, so I don't really want to say how many we got confirmed, but we are waiting on.
What are you?
We were waiting on one band from the UK, and we're waiting on another band. I'm not going to say, but
When we
A bigger
expecting
band.
an announcement?
maybe Monday.
Yeah.
But this will go out after that, so.
Are you looking? Yeah, that's true. So by the time this comes out,
Just
the
to
whole
confirm,
lineup will be out there.
Ready Eye have made the announcement already.
We might not have by then, but
Why didn't you decide to just do what other promoters do? They release a couple bands, then they release a couple bands, and they build up.
that is what we're doing.
Yeah, that is what
we're doing it probably in 3 stages. So there'll be 18 bands over the because it's a Friday evening show and a Saturday full day. We were thinking about the Sunday, but Sundays are hard to do
Yeah, yeah.
unless
yeah.
you've got something really special.
I
And
think
even
like-
then,
I think
Like what Boo said, on a Sunday, it's that sort of, oh, can I really be asked?
yeah, yeah.
Especially if you've got hard
we know
Friday and
that's how
Saturday
people
night,
feel,
man. You're
so,
looking at Sunday just
Friday,
going, nah.
Saturday,
With Sweatfest, big up to Sheep.
Yeah,
because
big
that
up
was a
Sheep.
big yeah. His was Friday, Saturday, and Sunday as well, right?
it
Yeah,
looks
but
fucked
look
by
at
the end of it.
lineup, though, man.
I
Look
think
at the
it's,
line. That was a big lineup, you know.
do you think you can do that? Like, do you think 3 days is too much? Like, come that third day, do you think people are just fucked?
Well, that's why we didn't fuck with it this year. But if this, if this year goes well, we will feel like think about doing the full 3-day thing.
Wouldn't you just, rather than doing 3 days, wouldn't you take it upstairs?
Well, I was just going to say quickly, look at the real big, the European and the American fest. They're Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So,
What fest is that?
well, like This Is Hardcore.
This Is
Friday,
Hardcore,
Saturday,
yeah.
Sunday, EPA Fest, those things.
Yeah, true. Anyway, Ready Eye, man, I want to say thank you to you guys. Right, name some shows you got that are about 3 weeks from now.
We have a show April 7th, which is at Black in White Hackney Wick.
Who's playing that?
Big Cold Hard Truth headliner. Bit of a actually really rare one for them to do. And this place is small. Like we're talking.
Yeah,
No, you can
ambulance
get more
on
in there.
standby, innit?
Officially, it's like 100 cap. So it's a small place.
Is there going to be a venue left after that one?
Nah, it's going to get smashed to bits. But
that'll be your last show there.
It won't if we want to go back there.
Yeah.
Cold Hard Truth. Fuck, I forgot. Adjust and All Fear Death from Scotland. Cruelty from the Midlands.
Sweet.
And Ball Kick, which good name, but
Nah, it's dope, man.
they're some of our friends, like Eastern European friends, doing a new band in London.
Okay, cool, man. I got Poppy. Poppy, did you want to say something? What show did you want to plug? Yeah.
We've got a Ruction show happening April 13th, which is Friday the 13th. Yes.
Oh shit.
We've got Back Down playing
Jason Mars.
Protect Your Neck.
Back Down just released a new.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they
Go
just put
check
something out. So check it out on Bandcamp. So they've got Back Down playing. We've got Protect Your Neck. We've got Full Contact, Balance, Last Orders. Big up my man Talapaton in the corner over there. And all the rest of the mans, Rye, Skell, and of course Joe. And opening the show, we've got LXIX. Yes, London Hardcore.
I respect, man. Well, I just want to say.
And that's at the Unicorn, sorry.
At the Unicorn.
Yeah,
sorry.
that's at the Unicorn, sorry. Free entry.
So that's it, man. We're gonna wrap this up. I just want to say, yeah, thanks to everyone that liked our Instagram page, liked us on Facebook, to those that listened to the podcast, those that shared the podcast, the people that messaged us and said they enjoyed it. We've been speaking to a lot of bands. We've got a lot of good bands coming up. But you know what it's like, trying to organise everyone in one place is hard, but we're going to make it happen. But thank you so much. This is episode 2 of the Everyone But Us podcast.
You're listening to the Everyone But Us podcast, straight from the heart of London.